the music. We don't have to claim it's being held back by the Game Boy's 8-bit tech anymore, but that doesn't mean... I said that doesn't mean... Can you stop playing your trumpet over me? Holy shit, let me speak! I know that there's so many trumpets in the music of Generation 3, but that doesn't mean it should dominate every moment of Ruby and Sapphire. You know what? We'll discuss that improvement later here. Instead, we got to get to another long break in the action. Since more things are unlocked since the bike and certain HMs were acquired, there was a lot of clearing out to do. Such places as Cyclone Road, which you need a bike to enter. How the f did you get here on foot? The actual bikers aren't very helpful either. Rydle, 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 rydle. Alright, I get it! New Mauville, which is just a simple puzzle that you can get TM24 for Thunderbolt from Watson. And finally across the water east of Mauville to see that... typical. The inter-skewers who skewed my words out of context. You wanna know what I do to people like that? Wow, surprising. And the words I'm leaving for you two? You both are... nitwits? They really left that as the best insult in here? There really isn't much to say about the route leading to the next plot point. It's literally just tall grass, and when I mean tall grass, I mean you can't ride your bike through it. It's the only game that doesn't allow you to do that, which is pretty annoying. But arriving at the Weather Institute shows Team Aqua vying for rain once more. They want to flood the Earth, cause... reasons. Look, I'm not going to say they aren't bright, but at least Team Magma had a decent point, even though their idea was just as terrible. We're still riding high on the daycare spam, so we just trounced them straight out of the building, including Shelly. Man, I should have played the remakes. That Shelly was a woman and a half. This Shelly's just... boneless. Same with May, since now with more firepower on my team, she's the biggest pushover ever. And her team collapses like a stack of cards, which leads to the Fortree City arrival, which you still can't use your bike on the bridge either. The gym battle would be ideal, but something invisible blocks the way. Why doesn't anyone just try to shove the object instead of shrugging and walking away? Right. Plot. Because they ain't gonna just leave Steven hanging on the following route. With the Demonoscope in hand, we finally see it's a Kecleon. Bro, just shove him into the bushes next time! Now that we're in the gym, I can say that this generation was the birth of the gym puzzle. Sure, there were some of these in Johto and Kanto, but now it seems it's every gym at this point. You might start to have to leave comments and ratings for these puzzles the more advanced they get. Which, while I was just talking, Vega shocked all of Winona's flying types out the sky. You think the daycare is busted yet? It's basically a meme at this point. You can't talk about the music of Generation 3 without people bringing up the trumpets, or any brass instrument. As much as people joke about it, I actually think that it holds it back. It's on an updated system. Of course it should improve. Hell, even both Maxie and Archie actually have their own theme, unlike Giovanni and whatever Archer's supposed to be, not even being labeled. The problem is that with the overabundance of brass instruments, all the music blends together. They also still run into reused town themes, as Old Dale and Lava Ridge share the same theme, as does Lily Cove and Pacifidlog. I mean, just give it a listen. Keeping it at a 7 out of 10 since it did improve, but it feels like it's still being held back. Wait a minute. Is that the interview I hear from inside this house? The trainer said that us two were tight-knit with great wit. That's not what I said!